Hello folks, here we are again. We've created our bases. We have added the little spot detail of nuts and bolts, which you see here. Our grids, a couple of zip ties, making a little sort of train track thing. Some plain looking ones. Plain are good because you can just add the detail with paint, such as rust corrosion or a number or the yellow and black hydraulic lines. They always look cool. So we've got them like this now. They're ready to go, or they're ready to be put into the mold making solution. But one last thing I do before I put them into mold is I give everything a gloss varnish. Now, the reason behind this is it just smooths all those little rough bits that we're not really don't want from maybe from the sanding or from whatever. Got the airbrush, got some gloss varnish, rubber gloved up. There you go. Just flat to me, and with all airbrushing, a nice thin coat. So I'm going to let these dry properly, and I'm going to be back. I'm going to make some mold. You can see that I have my 10 25mm bases ready and waiting, and I'll show you what equipment I'm going to be using. So firstly, surface glass plate. I think I found this in the street. Correction, my other half found this in the street. Wonderful girl she is. Next, what we got? This is the stuff here that I'm using. This is the actual moulding material itself. It's silicone rubber. It comes as this, which is the body of the mould, and it has this little guy with it, and that's the thing you'll mix into it, which will create the chemical reaction. And let's not forget, for making our mould, making all good things in the world, Lego. Got a load of Lego. I managed to buy this out the Lego shop. You get a tub of it for about £6-7 I think it was. So less than 10 euros or £10. I'm now going to start to build my mould wall around the edge of we're going to create a mould perimeter. That's nice. Okay, we're good. Now next, we need to seal the edges of it. So up comes the glue gun. But yeah, they're pretty good. These glue sticks are nice and cheap, and it's good strong bond. So I'm just going to go around the outsides, and I'm just going to give it a quick squirt of glue, and this just it holds the mould wall in place, and it air seals it as well around the bottom. Super duper. Okay, I'll just let that dry a little. The base is secured, the mould secured, all our casting objects are secured. Now we need to find out how much rubber silicate we're going to use. I use rice, and this is going to show me how much volume of liquid I need to put in to cover cheeky chappies. This amount varies from mould to mould. I just pat it down like that. There we go. Now you can see our mould is pretty much full to the brim with rice. Now lift this glass plate off, and we're going to pull the entire contents into a container. So excuse me, this never works properly because I'm stupid. I don't care. You can see it all pouring over the edges, that's fine. Pour that off. Now the next thing we need is our scales. Okay, here we go. Our digital scales. Oh, cool. So what we need to do is now, what I'm going to do is mark the container. So, this is giving me a rough line of where I need to fill my silica up to. And I'm not sure if you can see it, but got the mark there. You can see the black marks around the edges. So here's our silicate. We use a base of 10 units of this to 1 unit of our green catalyst. Doesn't really smell of anything. You can use this stuff and it won't stink up your room. So we need to add in 32 grams of this. Now, you want to mould this, or sorry, mix this slowly and easily. As few air bubbles in it as possible. It's very thick, as you can see. And I'll do this. Pouring mould. I'm going to find a corner and pour from a height. What this does is, as the rubber silicate drops, it should get rid of bubbles. Okay, just do the trick. What I'm going to do is, like with a can, if you tap the top of it or any other thing, the air rises because it's lighter than the stuff around it. So I'm going to tap this and you can see it, shaky cam kicking in. The reason for tapping it is just to get the air bubbles to come to the surface. That'll do it. There's lots of bubbles on the surface now. They're fine. We don't care about those. As long as they're not in contact with our bases underneath, then that's fine. So I'm going to leave this for 24 hours. So yeah, about 24. I think it dries in about 12 to 16, but I take no chances. Like I say, this is the basis of everything, so do it right. And be back with the unveiling. Our mould has been sitting now for about 24 hours and it is dried, and now we're going to take the mould ball apart and see what results we've got underneath. One of the good things from using Lego is that this rubber stuff dries really hard and creates a vacuum if you put it in a box. I mean, it's so thick and viscous. So the Lego blocks allow you to dismantle your mould wall a bit by bit, which means that there's far less chance of the mould tearing when you pull it up off the surface. And also it just makes your life generally easier, and look how simple this is. There we go, our Lego is removed. Now we have to lift the mould off the surface. Now for this we want to just be as careful as possible. No prizes for going fast here. So we just move along the edges, just breaking the seal. You can feel the rubber coming up, and there's the glue from inside the mould where I used the glue gun. That's still down here, and what that allows us, because it's rigid, again it allows us to break the seal, the vacuum that the rubber's made against the glass surface. Detail is pretty good in them. All the nuts, or the rivets, have all come out. Even the scratching on that plating there is there, which is great. It's got a nice smooth surface. The steel decking's nice and smooth. Our mould is complete. Very happy with this. Very happy with this. And it's time to move on. We are now going to cast our bases. Our mould is complete. Now, I'm using polyurethane lip resin, an old container. I'm going to zero my scales. I think I'll need about 10 grams each of the 2-part mix. So 10 grams, here we go. There's 11, that'll do. Now this stuff has a drying time of about 15 minutes, but it's not really, it's a lot quicker than that. Well, it's still pliable. About 20 grams altogether. And I'm going to give it a mix with our stick. Not too vigorously. We want as few air bubbles as possible in this. Maybe run it backwards and forwards a couple of times in the container so it just self-mixes as well. And that'll do it. So like I say, this is quick drying. Let's get on with it as fast as possible. Let's fill this wee guy. This shouldn't require any work. Just fill them up as normal. Oh. Now this one, I'm just going to take a bit out of there. I'm going to stick it into the... That way I can make sure there's no bubbles forming. It's a bit fiddly, this part, but it's worth it in the end. So there we go, we got a pretty accurate guide, another couple of grams, so 12 grams of each will fill this entirely. Let's push that excess off the side. And what you need to do is just wait 15 minutes now. And it should be cast and ready to have a look at. And welcome back. It's 15 minutes later and our business cast and set. It's hard. It's a bit like milk chocolate. But as you can see, I filled in the other one. I just mixed up a little bit more polyurethane, and that's there. So let's pop them from their mould and see what they look like. Put those mould off to the side. Remember, wee fella's back in. Here they are. Done. It's the end of the moulding process. And I am incredibly happy with how it's turned out. Really happy with these. Now going to clear everything away, get ready to paint them. The next stage of the tutorial. See you soon.